Hi, welcome to a new video, once again outside, but this time it's not winter or the fall, it's now summer. It's really warm outside and that wind is probably fucking up my microphone. God. So summer is now upon us and I want to talk about a camera that I have acquired, well, not recently, 6 months ago. So the camera I want to talk about is this guy here. This is the Mamiya C220 TLR. The TLR that is not like the other TLRs. This camera was made in the 70s as part of Mamiya's TLR C line. And actually this model had a really long production cycle due to many reasons. Most people don't actually even know when they stopped producing these. It was mostly just because this model was sold as the cheaper model to the C330, which came a few years after this. Even though it existed as the cheaper model, this was not a cheap camera. This was fully professional, made for example, wedding shooters. It's a professional camera and it's also jam-packed with a lot of features. So let's go through those quickly. So this camera and the other TLRs made by Mamiya were kind of the TLRs that took the camera and made it do things that TLRs weren't known to do. First of all, the biggest thing and the feature most people know the Mamiya TLRs for is that it's got interchangeable lenses. You can take this lens off and change it for another one. And this is the only type of TLR cameras, the only series of TLRs that can actually do this. And how you change the lenses is like this. First, twist this knob, which puts up a dark slide inside the camera so you can change the lenses while in the middle of a roll, so you won't expose your film. Then you have this thing that you pull out and twist out like that, and now you can take the whole lens duo out. This is the only other lens I have for the camera. This is a 135mm f4.5. So you just take this, put it to the lens board, pull this down, and there you go. You have now just changed the lens on your camera. This system had quite a lot of lenses actually. They had a very wide angle 55mm all the way to a very telephoto 250mm. I use this lens most of the time, and this is the 80mm f2.8 blue dot lens, and it's regarded as probably the best lens in the series. It's 80mm, so it's like a 50mm, the perfect lens basically, and it's really high quality, and it's 2.8, which means that you can get to 2.8 aperture on a TLR much cheaper than, for example, a 2.8 Rolleiflex, which is way too expensive for me. But with all of these telephoto lenses, there comes a problem, and it's that you have to move the lens farther away from the film to achieve focus to infinity, for example. This camera fixed that problem also, because it has bellows. It has full bellows focus all the way extending to this length, which is pretty extreme for a TLR. And it also has graphs here on the side of the camera which tell you at which distances you achieve focus to which point, and also it tells you at which point you need to compensate your exposure due to the bellows extension factor. And the bellows also make it possible for you to focus this camera really up close to subjects, which is something that you couldn't really do with TLRs that often. So you can get some very nice macro photos with this camera. Other things this can do, well, for example, you can put 220 film in it and shoot up to 24 exposures per roll, but that doesn't really matter nowadays because 220 film isn't available anymore. Also, you can change the finders, so you can change this basic chimney finder to an eye level finder if you want to shoot eye level. And there are some finders that actually even have a CDS light meter in them, so you don't have to meter externally. Many people say that the Mamiya TLRs have very good focusing screens, and they are really bright and you can see them even when you're inside. You can very clearly see your focusing screen, which is something that other TLRs I've heard that have problems with. For example, I have succeeded to focus this camera very easily, even in pitch black darkness when I went out at night to shoot night photos with Ektar. So with this camera you basically get the best of both worlds, I think. You get the form factor of a TLR and the easy access to shoot waist level compared to other cameras that you have to bring up to your eye. From those other medium format cameras you have their best things also in this camera, for example the interchangeable lenses. And come on, it's a TLR, it just looks really freaking cool. However, there also are some downsides, of course. Compared to other TLRs, this camera is bigger and it's heavier. Compared to the C330, it's not that heavy. This camera is just a little under 1.5 kilograms. But also, as a little bit of a problem, this camera isn't that quick to operate compared to other TLRs. Yes, it's pretty quick to focus and all of that stuff, but it's not really ergonomical. The aperture and the shutter speed are both on the lens and not on like little knobs you can easily use with your thumbs. These cameras, like most of film cameras and medium format cameras, especially nowadays, are going up in price pretty quickly. I managed to pick up my camera with the body and the two lenses for a little bit over 350 euros, which actually was a really good deal now looking back at it. I've also been shooting a lot more medium format recently just because of this camera, and also I finally got that new scanner I was talking about like 6 months ago, and I can finally shoot medium format and scan it at home. If you enjoyed those pictures and want to see more of them, you should go follow my Instagram, it's linked down below. There's also my print store if you want to buy any prints of pictures that I have made. I also want to thank every one of you for the support recently. The views and the subscribers have been going up even though I haven't been uploading that much recently, but now that it's the summer, I can do that much more. So I'll see you on the next one, and yeah, bye!